Hello folks, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. Kirkstall Abbey is one of the best preserved Cistercian monasteries in England found over 800 years ago. It is set in a public park on the north bank of the River Ire in Leeds. It was founded in 1152 by a community of Cistercian monks from Fountains Abbey and gained its wealth from keeping sheep for the wool trade. Monastic life for the 31 monks came to an end when the abbey was surrendered to Henry VIII as part of the dissolution of the monasteries. Although a few buildings were cleared to ground level, most were left standing and used for agricultural purposes. This is perhaps why it is now the most complete set of Cistercian ruins in Britain. The abbey is well connected by all means of public transport and is open from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 am to 4 pm. The last entry is 30 minutes before the closing time. This is the visitors center, from where tickets must be purchased, but it is free to the residents of Leeds on providing a valid proof of address on first visit. The salarium was where the lay brothers, that is the men from poorer backgrounds, lived. The lay brothers were a really important part of how the monastery ran. They did the manual and agricultural work in the abbey. About 75 lay brothers used to sleep on straw mattresses on the first floor. We are standing at the church. The whole community of monks would be here, but they would be divided up. So the lay brothers would be at the back, and then the choir monks who would also have been split into sections. A screen would have divided the lay brothers from the choir monks, and another screen divided the sick monks from those who were well. The choir monks were ordained as priests, and they would come down the stairs from their dormitories into church for their first service, which is about 2 o'clock in the morning. A high altar would have been at the front underneath the big window. This was the place for meditation and prayer, and it's also where, for example, monks would write manuscripts. It was surrounded by covered walkways and linked the most important parts of the abbey. The monks had to be silent in here and used sign language to communicate. The parlor was the only place where they could talk. It was a library where the monks stored their books, would come to read or meditate through the act of reading. It was so small because books were expensive in those days and took long to produce. It could take one monk 3 years to write one copy of the Bible. After the church, the chapter house was the most important building in the abbey. The Cistercian monks met here every morning to attend chapter meeting led by the abbot, to hear confessions and to receive punishment for any sins they had committed. Important decisions were taken here. The kitchen is positioned between the choir monks' dining room and the lay brothers' dining room in the west range. Food was served piping hot to the table. The Cistercian monks ate their meals in the dining room or refectory. The monks ate boiled vegetables and wholemeal bread and drank water, wine, or ale. During the later Middle Ages, the monks began to eat meat regularly. The meat had to be cooked in a separate kitchen and eaten in a separate dining room. Between November and Easter each year, a fire burned in this room so that the monks could warm themselves. Only the base of the fireplace survives today. During the Middle Ages, this room may have been used for teaching trainee monks or novices. The choir monk's sleeping room or dormitory was on the first floor above. According to Cistercian rules, the leader of the community, the abbot, was supposed to sleep in the dormitory with the monks. But already by the 1230s, the abbot not only had his own bedroom but a whole house to himself. This building, the Abbot's Lodging, has a basement, a first floor to welcome guests, and a private bedroom on the second floor. A staircase gives access to the different floors. The infirmary is the place where the sick monks were kept and was one of the few areas of the abbey to be allowed a fire and its own kitchen and pantry. So these ruins are a bit far away from the actual literal ruins and is the guest house. Monks were well known for their hospitality. Guests included lords, merchants, and a prisoner who managed to escape. Thus, exploring Kirkstall Abbey was an enchanting and memorable experience. And it is worth visiting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my content. See you soon.